Being needy is really unattractive, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. And what's worse is it makes you doubt yourself and compromise who you are. So in this video, we're covering 4 ways to stop feeling needy in your dating life. This video is for you if you find that you're always chasing your romantic interests, if you are tired of feeling desperate all the time, if you are constantly worried about whether or not your romantic partner likes you or not, or if you're somebody who tends to lose yourself in relationships. Feeling needy in relationships and dating often comes from looking to others to give you a sense of validation, a sense of worth, or some sort of purpose, direction, or meaning. So in order to stop feeling needy, you need to first and foremost become your own North Star. That means you have to be your own source of validation. You have to be your own source of self-worth, of love, of appreciation. You have to give yourself direction, meaning, and purpose, and not wait for somebody else to give it to you. Now, of course, these things might shift throughout your life. Your values, your sense of direction, your purpose might change as you learn and grow. That's fine. But right now, you have to be able to say to yourself, I am the captain of my own ship. I am responsible for my own sense of self-worth. Sure, if somebody wants to join me on that journey and help make it better and come along with me for the ride, that's great. But I'm not going to rely on someone else to do that work for me. I'm not going to outsource the responsibility that I have to myself to make myself feel good, to give myself direction in life. Sure, being in a strong, secure relationship might take me further than I ever could go on my own, but I can't depend on someone else to provide what I owe to myself. So this is really a big mindset shift. It's going from depending on someone else for your validation and worth to becoming your own source of wisdom and self-assurance. So what does that look like in practice though? How do you apply that mindset shift to your actions and behaviors? Well, you have to build space and get excited about the things that make you you. That means prioritizing time and energy for your own hobbies, your interests, your projects, your friends, your family, your community, the things that define you and shape you and bring you fulfillment outside of your love interests. Where a lot of people start having problems is when they look to their partner to be their everything. They look to their partner to fix all their problems, to be their constant source of entertainment, and then they're surprised why they feel needy all the time. Well, because you have outsourced all of your personality, all of the things that give you fulfillment to one human being. That's like too much responsibility, first of all, to put on someone else. But secondly, you lose yourself when you just give everything up in order to be with somebody. So if you're single, this means not just sitting around waiting for someone to fall in your lap. It means going out and finding things that truly excite you, not just doing stuff that you think is going to get you a partner. You hear about a lot of people who start a new relationship and stop doing the things that they love. They stop going to the gym or taking care of themselves because they were doing those things just to find a partner. But the point of going to the gym, the point of your hobbies and activities, whatever they are, isn't to find a partner. It's not to look good so you can secure a partner. It's for you to feel good about yourself, period, regardless of your partner. So go do things that you actually enjoy, not things that you think are gonna land you your next partner. And what this looks like in a relationship is setting aside time every week to foster and nurture your hobbies, your passions, the things that make you you. The beginning of Dollface is a really good example of what not to do.
What about all the plans we have coming up? Lake Tahoe in December?
I mean, it's my company's retreat.
Ramona's wedding this spring?
You mean Ramona, my sister?
Should I be aware of anything else in my life that completely revolves around you?
The TV show starts off with this girl who's been dating this guy for like 7 years or something, and he breaks up with her. And she kind of has this realization of like, oh my God, I don't know who I am without you. I don't have anything that I do without you there. And so she has to start over from scratch. She has to rebuild the friendships that she had neglected for so many years because this guy took over and he became her everything. Now I get it. It's really easy when you're in a relationship to just fall into a routine with that other person and kind of let some other stuff go by the wayside because it's just easier to do stuff together. It's just easier to do the stuff that they enjoy doing. But you have to be your own person. And this isn't like playing hard to get or anything like that. Your relationships are going to be so much stronger, so much more secure and fulfilling if you are two perfectly whole humans voluntarily joining forces to enrich each other's lives rather than two people who depend on each other for their validation and entertainment. The next way to stop feeling needy is to get clear on your own wants and needs. A lot of people feel needy because they're looking to the other person to set the pace and the tone of the relationship. They basically go, let's do whatever you want. I just want to be with you. That sounds cute in movies, but in real life, it's a recipe for disaster. Because first of all, that's not very attractive. People are looking for a partner, not a dependent. And secondly, even if you do manage to land a relationship with this kind of wishy-washy, I don't care, it's up to you attitude, it might work in the short run, but over the long run, either you'll become resentful because you haven't expressed your needs and thus aren't getting them met, or the other person is gonna become cold and distant because they feel how needy they are and they're turned off by it. So whether you're single or in a relationship or somewhere in between, sit down and really get honest with yourself about the following questions. What kind of relationship do I want? What kind of level of seriousness or commitment am I looking for? Ask yourself some lifestyle questions like, where do I want to live? Do I want to have kids? How active of a lifestyle do I want? What kind of qualities am I looking for from the person that I'm with, from the relationship that I'm in? And this is important, ask yourself, what things am I steadfast on versus what things have I not really decided yet? What do I have some flexibility and wiggle room on? Now, I'm not saying you have to have everything figured out right away before you start dating someone, but what I am saying is you have to have at least some general direction of what you want in your life and in your relationship so that the next time somebody gives you attention, you don't just roll over and go, okay, whatever you want. A lot of people who feel needy in relationships struggle to speak up for themselves. That's because they're so worried and preoccupied with making sure that the other person likes them that they never really develop the communication skills needed in order to speak up for what they need. So if you struggle with neediness, you have to develop an assertiveness and start speaking up for yourself. Now, I have another video on how to communicate assertively without being mean. If that's something that you're interested, feel free to check it out. But basically, what assertive communication is it's treating everybody's needs as equally important, including your own. That means learning to communicate what you need clearly and also leaving room to be able to understand the other person. That means balancing communicating what you need clearly and also being able to hear and acknowledge the other person. This is something that's kind of tricky and it takes a lot of time to learn, especially if you're somebody who's always been needy and always been very conflict averse and you haven't really developed the skill, you haven't practiced enough to develop this skill set. So just a few things to keep in mind. You can't force somebody to meet your needs. That's going to push them away. But you also can't dismiss your needs altogether because then you're just settling for scraps. But what you can do, and really the best thing you can do, is learn to communicate your needs clearly. Now, if you want more ideas on how to build confidence, be sure to check out my free guide on how to stop people pleasing. It contains 10 strategies to overcome self-doubt and start speaking up for yourself so that you can be more confident and also improve the relationships in your life. I hope this video was helpful and I'll see you in the next one.